Well, great. Okay. Well, I'm really excited for the conversation here. Andrea Barbalich, editorial director of The Week Junior, which is not only the fastest growing kids magazine, but it's actually the fastest growing magazine in the US. Is that right, Andrea?
It is. It is. It's a wonderful distinction.
And we also have Russell York, founder and CEO of COSMO Technologies, which is a family technology company with a best-selling line of kids smartwatches. And Russell, excited to have you here with us as well.
Likewise, this is a super exciting conversation.
Well, let's jump into a conversation that I think is going to be really rich for parents today in particular, as there's just so many different dynamics that parents are navigating as they try to raise kids in an increasingly digital world and in an increasingly complex world. And the organizations that you both lead are right at the center point of those in many ways. Digital technology and how to navigate the complexities of a news cycle and think about that in the context of kids. So I'd love for you both just to take a moment, give us a little bit of the background on the organizations that you lead. Tell us a little bit about how they got started and just tell us a little bit about the driving missions that are behind the work that you do.
Well, The Week Junior is a weekly news magazine for children. And we launched in March of 2020. And so we just celebrated our 5th anniversary. And it's a magazine that's created every week on the news. And we cover a wide range of topics from national and international news to animals and science and sports and arts and all the subjects that we know children are intensely interested in. And it's really our mission to open up the world for kids.
What do you think has driven some of the really fast growth that you guys have had? What has made this such a particularly interesting product or service for parents?
I think the key to our success is really the excellence of the content. We know kids, we understand kids, we know what interests them and what excites them and what gets them engaged in reading and learning and understanding the world. And we have a really particular way of explaining it to them that they really respond to. So while we've gotten kids engaged in the content and excited to learn about the world, we've actually become a companion to the whole family. And I think that is something that is really rare and special. And it becomes a conversation starter around the dinner table, in the car, and it becomes a real part of the family, which is something that I don't think that happens very often. So I think those are the two things, that just the excitement of the product and the trust that we've gained with families.
Russell, let me toss it over to you. Tell us a little bit about the backstory and mission of COSMO.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, this is such an interesting conversation to have today because we've got print media and technology here. And I think we're both working kind of at opposite ends of the same problem and opportunity. We started in 2020 as well. We typically say February 2020, so I guess that makes us a month older than the Week Junior. But the same kind of world changing event happened in the early part of that year with the pandemic that locked all of the kids inside. And I think it made companies that are serving the family particularly relevant. And so our story is one of finding purposeful technology to come alongside the family that helps parents push their kids outside to go play, to have independence, and to explore the neighborhood or walk to school or have adventures with friends. We have, over the course of building this product and this company, heard from our own customers that it's kind of a way for them to give their kids a 90s childhood, right? That last decade before technology really took over so many aspects of our lives. The statistics are pretty alarming, and they tell the story that back in the 90s, the average kid had 4 hours of playtime outside, and today that's shrunk to less than 10 minutes outside of maybe organized sports and that kind of thing. So the neighborhoods are quiet, and that's where our product comes along and says, hey, well, there's a reason that kids are not living the same kind of childhood they have, and we want to help families to have the confidence that they can push their kids outside safely, remain connected to their kids. And of course, today connection is such a crucial part of how we view safety. And it's a way for kids to begin to spread their wings and have independence. The reason that we're talking with the Week Junior and kind of working on this partnership together is because we see so much alignment. Like I said just a second ago, between print and technology, we're both trying to make childhood a fantastic experience, one that's maybe less polluted by some of the downsides of technology, and one that puts parents back in the driver's seat and allows them to have fun, meaningful conversations with their kids and give their kids the childhood that they had when they were growing up.
Russ, I'll throw it back to you. Tell us a little bit about where you see synergies between the Week Junior and Cosmo, and a little bit about how that conversation started.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I was one of the kids running to the mailbox when I was growing up to get a magazine, and my siblings and I tore through magazines whenever they would show up. I now know in hindsight that my mother was thrilled about that, and so when we set out to build, kids technology, purpose-built kids smart technology, and our product is a kid smartwatch. It's 4G enabled. It's got GPS capabilities and parent safety settings, and it's really this whole package of communication technology that's designed for the family that puts parents in the driver's seat. When we thought about what was missing or what needed to come next, we thought about kids news because kids love checking the weather. Kids love being involved. They like to feel included. They're in that age where they want to know what's going on. And so we thought, well, great, let's launch a kids news application. And we quickly realized just how complicated it is to speak to kids and what kind of a special touch you need to share complicated topics and to do it in a way that really facilitates the parent-child connection. And so super exciting opportunity for us. We know that our customers are going to be thrilled to have access to this content. And it's just a natural partnership from a values and mission standpoint.
I mean, from our standpoint, the more children are exposed to the Week Junior and what we're trying to do in terms of opening up the world to them and making sense of the world for them, the better. We really believe that children deserve to understand what's happening in the world. It's their world too. And so the idea of being able to reach children in this way, in a new way, a different way, was very exciting for us. And the more conversations we had, the more we realized that our thought processes and our feelings about our mission are very much aligned. Children are really at the heart. They're the heart and soul of what we do. We do what we do for children.
But I want to zoom out for just a minute. I think you both, in a lot of ways, and from different perspectives, have your pulse on, or your finger on the pulse of what's happening for parents and culture right now. Just reflect a little bit on how you think childhood has changed, or how childhood is changing.
One of the big changes that I see is how much information is coming at kids all the time. It is a constant barrage of information coming at them. We have more news sources today than we've ever had before. And some of the information is age appropriate and thoughtful, and much of it is not. So I think that creates a challenge for the child, that there's so much information. What do I read? What do I believe? Where do I get my information? What's okay for me to read? And it's a challenge for the parents too. Of course, they want their children to be engaged citizens of the world, but they also want to protect their kids. So where is that line? And to think that we can help with that, help parents navigate that challenge, is really important to us and something we take very seriously. I think another change that I would point to is that we're a very divided country. There are so many divisions between people in so many different ways, and it's a loud world. It's very loud. It's very chaotic. And what the Week Junior tries to do is be the calm voice amid the chaos.
Kids are not connected. And so parents have, over the last decade, been scrambling to find a way to remain digitally connected to their kids, which has resulted in a lot of compromising choices, including giving their kids technology that's not made for kids, smartphones, right? And we've seen a lot of the consequences from that. And so there's just a loud outcry from parents today saying that they want different solutions. We're a company that has experienced pretty wild growth ourselves, and we've done it without investing significantly in marketing. This is not a marketing company. This is a product company, and we're just here building what customers are asking for, and customers are finding us. And I think it's basically that we're coming alongside families at a moment when the world has changed around them, and we're helping them to bridge the gap to continue making childhood amazing for their kids.
I know that I've heard you talk about how this idea that parents know best, and how does that how does that work its way into some of the thinking of how Cosmos developed what I think is really a first of its kind approach to kids and technology and customization that parents have in a device like this?
Yeah, I mean, when you say something like parents know best, it's so much more than a platitude. It's a design principle, and so we think about one way that that comes to life is the watch is the experiences. It's you can see your steps and you can take photos and you can do it. So all the features are on the watch, but the settings are in the parent app. So you add the contacts, you set the GPS safety settings, you all that work is done on the parent side. So whereas in your phone, you've got settings and features, we split that out and we say on the watch, there's the features, and in the parent side, there's the settings. And so that's just one way that parents know best. We're designing with that principle in mind. And then, of course, with AppStation and with applications like the Week Junior app that will be launching soon, that exists on the parent side. They have the choice to add or not add the app to their child's watch. And I don't know of any other companies that have drawn such a clear, bright line, at least in technology, in family technology, to design and describe the user experience that way. To us, it's just been very obvious, and it's been a north star that makes so many other decisions very obvious. Parents are in the driver's seat here. There's no way any technology company or any publication or anybody can tell parents what's right for their kids. It's up to parents, and we have a ton of respect for that.
I'd love for both of you to reflect a little bit just on the tension that I think a lot of parents feel of balancing this idea of, I want a kid that's engaged in their world. I want kids that are curious and learning, but they also want kids that are safe. They also want kids that don't stray too far. They want to know what their kids are reading, things like that. I'd love to hear anything that you'd say to parents from both of your perspectives.
You've just hit on one of the great challenges of parenthood, which is to raise children to become independent adults while also protecting them. And it's a fine line, and it's a line that every parent has to navigate. Touching on what Russell was just saying, parents are number one. Parents are in charge. Parents know their kids best, and parents are the most important people in their children's lives. But if the idea that we could be a partner to them in helping them navigate this challenge is very meaningful to us, and something we take great pride in being able to do. I think that one of the things we try to do in the Week Junior is to foster critical thinking. So that's one of the, if you think about the skills that a child needs to be independent, they have to be able to think critically. And so you'll see through all everything we do at the Week Junior, that is at the heart of it, is the idea that we want children to be able to think for themselves.
I would make an analogy, right, to Garmin, right? Garmin makes smartwatches, and if you buy a smartwatch and you're a mountain climber, you go to Garmin because you want GPS and you want heart rate tracking and you want those things, but you're not asking Garmin how to climb the mountain. And similarly, I think that when we enter the family equation here, we're not telling you to helicopter or to be a look ma, no hands parent. Like whatever is right for you and your kid and your family, we're a utility. And we're a special kind of utility. We're something that I think is incredibly unique in the market that helps parents in exactly that dynamic and exactly that window of childhood to accomplish parenting. Something we talk about is it's not helicopter parenting, it's satellite parenting. We have a GPS feature, right? And so we've got dozens of satellites at any time, sort of helping families to keep track of their kids. And that is something that we think is possible for parents today, is to actually be more hands off while still being very connected. That in this digital world, there's it's possible to push your kids out to go and explore the neighborhood a little further and a little later, and make new friends, and to still be eyes on, and to do your due diligence as a parent. But certainly, it's a challenging mission today more than ever to raise a kid, and so we're here to support and help wherever we can.
I agree with that. And what I would say to parents is that you're doing a very important job, and you've got this. Kids want to know what's happening in the world, and they need trusted adults to help them with that. And you're number one. And we just hope that we can help parents keep talking, keep discussing things as a family, keep the lines of communication open. And I hope that, together we can help kids make sense of the world.
Well, this has been a fantastic conversation. I think there's a lot that parents are going to take away from this, and we're so excited to explore this partnership further. So thanks so much for both of your time and all the work that you do.